Enjin coin is a digital coin that supports the value of NFTs and other blockchain properties. ENJ is locked inside every NFT made with the Enjin platform and taken off the market. This gives NFTs many benefits, like having a base value, being clear and limited, being easy to trade, and being useful in games and apps. The price of Enjin coin is now $0.290, which is a drop of 0.34% in the last 24 hours. The total market capitalization of ENJ coin is $289.85 million, and it is the 108th most valuable cryptocurrency. The trade amount of ENJ token is $13.28 million, and it has dropped by 3.8% in the last 24 hours. It has a supply of more than 1 billion pieces. The ENJ token has a volume to market cap ratio of 4.59%, which shows that the market is not very volatile. Price action strategy used to predict Enjin coin price. Analysis of the price of Enjin coin shows that the token went up 120% in January 2023, changing its direction from going down to going up. The price then went through a phase where it made lower highs and lower lows. A trendline also worked against the price, so it went down. Recently, the price went back up from the demand zone and the volume went up, but it couldn't go above the trendline barrier. At the moment, the price is holding steady close to the trendline support. If the price goes above the trendline barrier and stays there, it could mean that the trend is changing from the decline phase to the rising phase. This could bring in more buyers and make the price go up. From the point of view of indicators, ENJ price forecast. According to the EMA study, the ENJ price is below the 200 EMA, which shows that the market is likely to go down in the long run. Also, the price couldn't stay above the 50 EMA, which is a sign of short-term weakness. At the time this article was written, the ENJ token's RSI value was 44.75 and the SMA lines was 44.81. The RSI is going down and getting rejected by the SMA line, which shows that the market is feeling a little bit negative. The MACD lines have made a bearish crossing. Also, histogram bars are forming below the mean line, and their heights are going down. This shows that the market is no longer feeling gloomy. In the end, according to the Enjin coin price forecast, the token went up 120% in January 2023, then went down and hit a trendline barrier. The price went back and forth from the demand zone, but it couldn't break through the barriers. Near the barrier, the price is now settling down. If the price goes up after breaking above the support, it could mean that the trend has changed. The indicators don't agree on how the short-term trend is moving. Levels of technology. The amounts of support are $0.238 and $0.202. The levels of resistance are $0.334 and $0.414. Nota bene. The views and opinions of the author or anyone else named in this piece are for informational reasons only and do not constitute financial, business, or other advice. When you invest in or trade coins or stocks, you could lose money. Hovered near $29,500 on August 10 as markets braced for a fresh United States Consumer Price Index, CPI, print. Even though the CPI is volatile, a trader warns of the downside of Bitcoin. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed that the price of BTC was settling before the CPI report came out, which is a standard event that causes price changes. CPI is one of the most important things the Federal Reserve looks at when making decisions about interest rates. The reading for June was the lowest in 2 years, and most people think that July will be even lower. We're hoping for 3.3%, but will we get it, and what will the markets do? Michael van de Poppy, the founder and CEO of the trading company 8, asked a question about the topic in part of an X post. Van de Poppy pointed out that there seemed to be a chance that CPI would go up, which would put pressure on risky assets like crypto, which tend to do better when the Fed's policy is looser. JP Morgan Chase was one of the companies that said CPI values would start to rise again. the direct and indirect price pass-throughs of the recent rise in energy and food prices, and the relative stubbornness of service inflation, economist Mohamed El-Arian said as part of the day's analysis. These are the two biggest unknowns, and they were thought to be unlikely to affect the July numbers. Mark Cullen, a well-known trader, told X fans, with CPI today, "I think bitcoins and crypto will give us some fun and games, but in the end, I'm a little more biased toward more downside. Since BTC is back in its range and couldn't hold 29.5K yesterday, if it can't get back above and hold right away, I'll double down on my short. Most people who buy BTC do so for less than $29,000. Monitoring material indicators, on the other hand, showed how open the BTC/USD order book on Binance was. Related, Bitcoin could drop 15% by October, but it will be worth $100,000 by 2026, analysis. These showed that a snap-down could happen because there was no bid support right below the present spot price. I'm not going to guess what the CPI and jobs reports will say in the morning. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll know how these numbers will change the soft landing story and the Fed's decision on whether to raise rates in September. Between now and then, what matters is where liquidity is thick and where it is thin," said part of the comments that went with the chart. There is little or no drag in the dark, empty zones, so prices can move quickly through them. On the contrary, buy-sell walls are better protected the more volume there is around them. The well-known industry backer Jump Crypto led a seed round that brought in $5 million for Bitcoin Web3 wallets first. With the new money, the company will be able to work faster on developing advanced features for decentralized finance, DeFi, Stacks, Lightning, and other Bitcoin scaling options. Hong Kong-based Spur supports Ordinals, which began in January as a way to create non-fungible tokens, NFT, using writing on the Bitcoin blockchain. Last month, Ordinals got a lot of attention because the number of new signups each day hit 350,000. You can get Spurs on iOS, Android, and as a Chrome application.